stay here for longer, but it's I got to make sure everything's working before I start everything going. So, okay, Rumble is working as well, and YouTube's going live right now. It's the CBC Anon is gone. If you're asking about that channel, this is a Cold Beer Confessional. Cold Beer Confessional. I can share a link in a minute. If you're here because you didn't think I was live on YouTube, there's the link right there on YouTube. You have to be a subscriber for 1 minute before you can chat. So that's the lowest I can set it without letting anybody come in there and drop their links or the bots or whatever. Derek Johnson singing me happy birthday. Is that what's going on? Thanks everybody for the birthday wishes. Got a couple minutes if you don't mind sharing it out, liking it maybe. That'd be great. We have a new intro tonight. I'd like people to get here early enough to see it. I'm going to probably turn the cameo that I love that Dr. J Banana got for me. I'm probably going to turn it into a little commercial skit for when I go use the bathroom or something. Instead of having to say, hold on a minute, you guys watch this, I'm going to come up with some commercials that kind of advertise coldbeer.fund, but I'm going to make them really funny, so it's more like watching a little skit. Maybe 10 of them so they're not repetitive, and I'm going to start playing those when I have to step away for, 5 minutes or less. I used to have a Patriot Street Fighter commercial. It was called Patriot Fruitcakes. It was really funny. Sweet, Kim. Thank you. I promise I'll cover it in the show. That's why it's the title. We'll get to it. Calm down. About a minute left, guys, if you wouldn't mind sharing it out. Oh, let me check and make sure my hater blockers are on, guys. Can't have Derek's fans coming in here and shutting me down through feelings and emotions. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. You good, Andrew. That's the guy I grew up with. His mom used to cut my hair, actually. Thanks for joining us, man. Whenever you can watch it, I appreciate the views, for sure. All right, guys, today is my birthday. Don't feel obligated to like spam the chat with happy birthday. Don't feel obligated to donate. None of that stuff. It's just going to be a normal show. You don't have to feel obligated to do anything. I'm probably not going to mention it again past this point. So thank you for the birthday wishes. I can't sit here and just say thank you all night, but anybody who wished me a happy birthday, I appreciate it. All of you guys. It's fine. I get it. I know a lot of people want to celebrate with me, and I appreciate that. But I can't read them all. Anyways, we're going to go through this. Let me kill this music, and we got a brand new intro tonight. It is not the Tigerzord. It is not Nino. It is brand new. So let me kill this music, and we will get started. We are live on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Pick wherever you're going to watch. My main primary platform would be Twitch. And just because it does better supporting creators than Rumble does. But Rumble's putting up numbers that match all the other ones combined, which is wild to me. I never thought I would have that many viewers on Rumble. So let me kill this audio. Allows and orders. Here we go.
Hey everybody, it's Kim Cuckold here. Listen up. I know I promised my family that I wasn't going to disclose any more of my God dreams. But this very important message came through, and I have to tell you guys what's going on. Okay, in my God dreams I was told very clearly that you must subscribe to Cold Beer Confessional. He's on YouTube and Twitch and all of the other ones. I don't know which. There's a lot of them. Subscribe and hit the bell, the notification bell, and hit the likes on it. Now listen, I don't like Cold Beer Confessional. I don't like Will Bird. I think he's an asshole. But you have to, you've got to do what God dictates in the God dreams. I fear the wrath of God, and so does Uncle Tessie. So subscribe to Cold Beer Confessional today. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
There we go. We are fully supported by the God Dreams. Not only do we have the Power Rangers, the full force of the Tigerzord, we now have the malevolent God Dreams on our side. You can't take us down. It's some type of wild and magical force that keeps us going. So thank you very much to Kim Cuckold, Kim Cuckold, for shouting us out. Sounds like a similar speech impediment to one I've heard before. That is Intel Lady, the very, very, very talented Intel Lady. I wish I had her talent with doing. The only thing I'm good at is talking and making jokes. I wish I could do the impression she did. I wish I could do the character she does. She recently appeared in something, and I'm waiting to get. It's going to be published. I was under the impression it was like an open mic night and they just did comedy there, but apparently it wasn't. So let me tell you what she recently appeared into, and if the mods would please drop her YouTube link. That's what she does. She does videos, even if you don't like the grifter, she does like extra triggered Twitter employee. She does targeted individuals, people who believe the government's following them around in helicopters and in every car and moving the house beside them. She does a bunch of funny skits, a bunch of different impressions. Intel Lady, please, moderator, share her YouTube link in the chat. It's just Intel Lady on YouTube, Intel Lady on Twitter. So I told her, I thanked her very much for this. She actually she made Mariah. I think this one kind of coincided with me saying something about her in my show, and I needed her to make me a new video. There's another one she did for me as Scott McKay where she did the Patriot Feet Heightener instead of Patriot Street Fighter, and it was basically like a stepping stool. This one just happened to coincide with my birthday, but even every year, I mean, she's thoughtful, so even every year she makes a video for Mariah on her birthday. And sometimes we share those, sometimes we don't. But she said she was on a comedy and podcast event called Comcast 23. They approached her and M. Seeker, and they wanted M. Seeker to interview Gary McKinnon, and they wanted her to do some of her characters in a stand-up slots, like a stand-up comedian. I honestly thought they were messing with me. The other comedy acts there were well-established, but all victims of cancel culture. I felt completely out of my depth. Some of the speakers had different beliefs, and some of them were even related to some of the grifters we call. Some of the production companies were even related to some of the grifters that she calls out, and I do too, and so does M. But either way, she did targeted individual. Even did a joke about David Icke. He had some production staff there, and she said it went great. It went great. The skits went great. Everybody thought it's hilarious. She just decided to go big or go home, and they loved it. So she's actually been in. She said the second night I did woke Twitter employee, and I took it as woke as I could. They even asked her to come to the next event, and they're going to pay for her a hotel and stuff. So she's got she might be making it to the big time. You might see her in a Netflix special soon. Either way, I'm glad she got the opportunity. I'm glad she did so well. She's very, very funny. YouTube.com/@IntelLady, and her Twitter handle is, let me see.
Because I'm a dick.
I think you might just. There's a donation. Rising Phoenix bought you 10 six-packs, just a random donation for no day in particular. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Her Telegram is at Intel_lady. Or I'm sorry, her Twitter. Her Twitter is at Intel_lady. And she has a TikTok. Let me see if I can find that, actually. I didn't know she had a TikTok until we kind of found each other. Her TikTok is under. We'll grab some of our skits while we're talking about it before we get started here. Let me change the screen around and I'll pull one over for you. While I very slowly slide in here, I got to speed that up. She does some political figures, which you would probably understand. I get a lot of them. I don't even get all of them. You'd probably understand more if you lived in if you lived in the UK. Because there are a lot of British political figures. She's got Boris Johnson. She's got Nadine Dorries. No Brainer. Campaign Nation. Liz Truss. Angela Rayner. I was looking for, where's one of her grifters? Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle would be, most people know who that is, right? The American, she's not a princess. She's a Duchess of Sussex now, I think, or something. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my bad. The auto isn't on. I got it.
Netflix. Hello there, my beautiful and adoring fans. It's Megan here. Myself and my husband Harry, whose balls I carry along in my Louis Vuitton handbag. Given our hearts and souls to Netflix. Some say sold them, but I suppose, yeah, we have. We've made like 32 million. Documenting our incredible journey of our...
Some would say sold out to the... Oh, yeah, I would say we have. We've made like 32 million.
Love and our struggle.
She's just good. Even, like, most of the time she nails the voices. Most of the time she nails like the language and the words that they use way too often. Like most people are pretty repetitive. But even when she misses some of those cues, she's got their ticks down, the mannerism. She's got everything down perfectly. I wish I had that talent. I can't do it. Everything comes out. When I do an impression, everything comes out as the extremely southern twangy version of that impression.
Absolute, total and utter struggle. And you know, I'm a huge fan of Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. I used to sit and watch it with food on a tray in my lap.
Because I'm a dick.
Kellen bought you 5 six-packs. Here's a nickel kid. Go buy yourself something pretty. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. I appreciate the donation and the support. I appreciate it.
Words that can describe what we've been through, but right now I can't think of any. But please do watch our Netflix documentary.
Oh, words. I got words that can describe what we've been through, but right now I can't think of any.
Right now I can't think of any. I'm sure there's words that can describe what we've been through, but right now I can't think of any. But please do watch our Netflix documentary. It's all true. It's absolutely, totally true, everything we say.
Dude, I saw somebody read an excerpt of Prince Harry's book, and there was way too many references to his mother and his penis. I genuinely felt uncomfortable. I'm gonna try to find a Simon Parks. So she does a really good Simon Parks. Oh, this is some of the stuff. That's what it was, that Camcast show. So she did some Simon Parks. Let's see if we can grab some of these.
Hey, it's Secret Truth. I'm at the Comcast event. Lots of interesting guest speakers here. Lots of interesting acts. It's been great. Hold on. Is that Lyman Sharks? Hello, Lyman.
Hello.
Can I get you a drink?
Are you going to be nice then?
Nice? Why wouldn't I be nice?
Then I'll go wild and have a lemonade.
A lemonade? All right, I'll order you a lemonade.
Why are you here?
I'm here for all the interesting acts. Are you on stage? Are you talking?
A lemonade? I'm going wild and having one, yes. It steadies the nerves, the sugar. Needs the sugar. It's a conference. I'm supporting my wife.
So awkward.
I don't know why you're here, though, to be honest.
Well, I'm here enjoying all of the acts. Thank you very much.
Anything else?
Sorry it was so loud. That was my bad.
Hey, it's Secret Truth.
He's not having anything. He's just being nosy. Let's see what part 2 is.
Please, Lyman. It's Lyman.
Lyman! That's Kathy. And, Lyman, are you what do you call your love? Yeah.
A lot of ladies. Try not to flirt, because the wife gets jealous.
Like you.
My wife gets jealous. Look at those sprigs of hair.
You got your straw.
Right, go sit down here. I mean, is that allowed?
Is it-
Am I allowed to sit?
Do you mind if I join you?
I suppose you could, yeah.
I love Intel Lady. You guys got to go subscribe to her.
I do limit my questions.
She also feels like maybe she kind of felt not like shadow banned, like the government don't want you to see her, but like shadow banned as in like she kind of got out of the algorithm somehow. Maybe not as many clicks this month, or not as many full video plays, or not as many comments. So any help you could send her way, that'd be great over on her YouTube channel.
So, you don't seem to talk so much about, your UFO experiences anymore. You've changed what you talk about on your channel.
Uh-oh, Kev from CT bought you a 5 6-packs. Happy another trip around the firmament day. Thank you. I feel grateful to have been in one random chaotic ice wall spin. That was awesome. So it comes and goes, Thank you very much for the donation and the support.
You seem to talk about working for against the deep state with
To be fair, I always thought Intel Lady was probably, like, especially with, like, I can make jokes, I can make people laugh, but I've got all these weird fucking shit things that hold me back. I cuss too much. I run people off sometimes. I've kind of set in my ways. I like to argue too much. Like, Intel Lady was always the one that I thought was, like, underappreciated. Like, she's going to blow up one day and leave us all behind. So, but still could be true.
See, this is what you fail to understand, you see. When you're doing your little exposés and you think you know everything, you don't. And the reason is
Lieutenants.
the link between what's going on with the deep state and what's been happening in the world of ufology for a long time. And I'm bridging that gap, bridging the gap. Yes, but I'm here to support Vicky Peg. I don't know where she's gone. She was going to do a Divine Feminine Roundtable. Don't know where she's gone.
Thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. Seriously.
So you've lost your wife?
I wouldn't go that far. I haven't lost her. I just can't locate her at this time.
His physical wife, not his alien wife. Who is this that sticks her head in? Gary McKinnon. Oh, okay.
It's Gary McKinnon. How are you doing?
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, I'm sure it's lovely to see you. Very nice. Really, I don't know what you mean by that, and I'm feeling. I think he might be deep state. I'm not entirely sure.
I heard the rent is very high on Planet Zark.
Right. Is he drunk? I think he might be drunk. You should stick to the lemonade.
I think there's a...
Gary McKinnon is the guy that was accused back in the day of doing like the military hacking. At the time, they called it like the greatest or the biggest or the largest hacking of military computers like ever. He claimed at the time, or maybe claims now, I don't know, I haven't seen him in a long time say anything about it, but he claimed he was looking for free energy stuff and alien stuff, but he hacked quite a bit of the government computers, allegedly, for the United States military, DOD, NASA.
Perfectly reasonable question. You do claim to have sex with cat aliens.
Right. Do you know, I think that's a very underdeveloped statement to make. We've moved on from that now, and I don't feel that it's appropriate at this time, at this sort of event, when frankly, I'm here to support the wife when she shows up, don't know where she's gone. And I am feeling a little bit pressured by your line of question. Don't like it.
Okay, there you go. Check in. We're going to grab one more, but go subscribe to Intel Lady. Go check it out. She's got an amazing channel.
Your alien.
Lots of talent.
Right, well, what's funny?
I don't think Simon's wife left him. I think he was in this. Maybe you know something I don't. I don't cover him or Charlie Ward or any of the British people, but really, sometimes we get in that. But anyways, I think they were making a joke like he lost his wife, like at the conference they're at.
That is something that I had to sign an NDA about. Have signed my last one. Fordy signed his as well. I can't talk about him, right? Not too much, because it's a security risk. So I can't talk about it. Yeah. I'm getting the sugar hit now, and
she's very good at what she does.
look, what's your game, Seeker?
Zarka, the alien.
I just want to know the truth.
I feel as though I'm being gang-stalked by yourself and your gang of followers. I don't like them. I'm not keen on any of them, actually.
Not keen on any of them, actually. Thank you very much, Intel Lady, for the brand new intro video, which I'm going to play one more time. Make sure you guys go subscribe to her, and then we'll start our show. We started pretty quick, so I think we'll be all right to get through this and a Patreon show tonight. If you want to be part of the Patreon show after this show, you can join for as little as $2 a month, patreon.com/coldbeer. We're going to be doing it after this one. Even when we do Patreon shows, we still have free shows 7 days a week and Patreon a couple days a week, but I got something to make up this week, so we'll be doing extras. Anyways, here we go. I'm going to play her intro video one more time.
Hey, everybody. It's Kim Cuckold here. Listen up. I know I promised my family that I wasn't going to disclose any more of my God dreams. But this very important message came through, and I have to tell you guys what's going on. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about feeling a little bit.
I was told very clearly that you must subscribe to Cold Beer Confessional. He's on YouTube and Twitch and all of the other ones. I don't know which. There's a lot of them. Subscribe and hit the bell, the notification bell, and hit the likes on it. Now listen, I don't like Cold Beer Confessional. I don't like Will Bird.
Got them
I think
God
he's an
dreams, baby.
asshole. But you have to.
He's
So
an
you gotta do
asshole.
what God dictates in the God dreams. I fear the wrath of God, and so
I don't like cold beer. I think he's an asshole. But the God dreams told me to.
does Uncle Tessie. So subscribe to Cold Beer Confessional.
All right,
today.
Dan, I'll check it out.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys.
So thank you again to Intel Lady. She's the one who puts those together. I've got one. Man, I wish I knew where to get it from. I've got one more I would love to show. And so if you don't know, if you haven't been around the show that long, I had an issue with my hard drives at one time. And my hard drives crashed and messed up. But I found out the hard drive company, I actually had some Iron Wolf hard drives. I didn't even know it. I didn't even remember buying them. But they have like a data recovery program. So they were outside of their allotted time to like get it done for free, like where they would recover the data for free. Maybe they came with the case. Either way, they recovered it for me. So I need to go through. They weren't able to recover everything. They were just able to recover some of them. So I need to go through and see if I can find that one. She did one of Scott McKay, and instead of Patriot Street Fighter, it was called the Patriot Feet Heightener. And it was basically and it had, what's he call it? Milk Toast Pussies. You guys remember the Milk Toast Pussy? The Milk Toast Pussy thing he said, and it was like cat snacks or something. Man, it was hilarious, and I lost that on that hard drive, and that's why I quit using it. But yeah, it was a very, very, very good skit, and I don't know if she still has it, but if I don't have it on those hard drives, I'm gonna try to get it from her. Yeah, that shit's too funny to lose. So thank you guys for joining us. I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confessional. Thanks for coming out, hanging out with me. It is my birthday. Don't feel obligated to tell me in the chat. Don't feel obligated to donate. I'm not going to be able to answer them anyways, and I don't want people to get upset if think that I left you out or didn't see you or whatever. Thank you guys again for joining us. I do appreciate it, and we'll go ahead and get started. The best thing you can do to support the show is to like, share, and comment. I appreciate you guys like, sharing, and comment. Yeah, it's fine. We just don't, there's no reason to post his Telegram post in chat while I'm not even talking about him. It's fine. Just drop it. Just move on. Anyways, it is the best way to support the show is to like, share, comment. You can leave a comment in the live chat. You can leave a comment underneath the video after it's posted. Share it out to somebody, watch it, hit the thumbs up. The only platform you can't like on is Twitch. The only platform you can't like on is Twitch. Every other platform has a like button. Those are good to go. On Twitch, you can still share it, though. So if you want to support the show, that's the best way to do it. If you're worried that I might disappear, because I always am, I'm always worried I might disappear, the website behind me is the best place to go. It is coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund. And there at the very top of the website, check this out. It is at the very top. It says support the Cold Beer Confessional. Just under that, it has links. You just click these links. It'll bring you here. Well, that's the creator dashboard. It'll bring you to the YouTube channel I'm on right now. It'll bring you to my Twitter. Whichever link you click, it'll bring you there. And I guarantee you, if I disappear, I'll be making announcements on all these places. So I've got Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, and Discord. Go follow me somewhere else. Go follow me somewhere else. That's the best thing you can do is follow me in multiple places. Typically, I get banned a lot, but I don't get banned in multiple places. Or, like I'll get I know people like to watch on Facebook, let's say. I get a week ban on Facebook. At least you'll know that while I'm not on Facebook, because you'll get a YouTube alert or a Twitch alert or a Rumble alert, and you'll know that I'm not on Facebook for that week, and you can just switch for a week and watch. Whatever you need. Whatever platforms you can use, and then I'll get back on Facebook as soon as I can, because I know my dad likes to watch there, which is really the only reason we have a Facebook page. My mom and dad used to watch there, so that helps some of you guys out that enjoy watching on Facebook. But the best thing you can do is follow me in more than one place. I will disappear. I guarantee you this is the last time I was banned will not be the final time I was banned. I'll probably disappear from all these platforms at least once, even if it's for 2 weeks or a week or a day or whatever. We just got banned from Facebook for showing nudity on the show. I've never shown nudity on my show, not even accidentally. There's no nudity on my show, and Facebook banned us for a week. I got it cut down to 2 days, but they banned us for a week for showing nudity. The thing's crazy, so follow me somewhere else. While you're there, we have a Patreon show that's going to be tonight after the free show. Sign up for Patreon. It's this big orange circle or orange square right in the middle with the P logo. That's what I was looking at, was that white circle. It's this big orange logo. Just click it. It'll take you to my Patreon page. You can sign up. If you're signed up for Patreon at any level tonight, you'll get a link in your email. That link will be to an unlisted video. Do not share it. Just come there and show up for the free extra show that you paid for. We usually do a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays for Patreon, plus sprinkle different shows out. I'm actually planning some other things that have nothing to do with grifters and stuff, extra content for Patreon. Like we're going to take the drone out for a live stream. I'm going to show it to you guys. Texas Glory Hole bought you a 6-pack. Thank you very much to Texas Glory Hole. But all the extra stuff that I'm not comfortable either sharing on the full platform, that I'm not comfortable putting on my YouTube channel, some things that I think might get me banned instantly, extra stuff, it all goes there. So if you're a member of Patreon, you get that extra content. We have contests, we have prizes, we have extra shows, we have parties where we just go troll people. That stuff is all fun. It's all kept on Patreon. If you want to support the show financially, like that alert that just went off from the Texas Glory Hole, you can go do that at Buy Me a Coffee. That's a donation link. If you click this yellow one, this skull over here is a donation link, and this is a new one right here, so you don't even have to leave the website. If you go to Buy Me a Coffee, it takes you to a different website. It looks like this. You leave your name, a message, hit support, and then however much, and I read the message. But if you don't even want to leave the website, you can just click this coffee cup, and it does the same thing. Name, message, how much you want up here at the top, and I'll read your message live on air. The skull is kind of the same thing. I'll open it, but it is it's just a way to donate. It has a little bit different alert. That's the one that's still Kim Sunshine. I need to go in there and change it. And then, of course, Patreon just lets you sign up for Patreon. We have merch. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't make hardly anything off merch, but it's cool that people would even wear my merch. I didn't think anybody would watch me, much less wear my merch. We got T-shirts, racerbacks, long sleeves, pillows, coffee mugs, and stickers if you're interested in all that. Like most things I make less than $1 on. So you're more than welcome to go buy it, but it's just like, it's just to feed my ego, and hopefully someone else sees it and follows the show. It's not a huge money maker or anything by no means. But there it is if you guys are interested in that. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. I want to hop into Phil's live tonight. I heard that he's got some new stuff that he's sharing. Before we go to his live, you guys did notice in the title I put he lost his hot license. Now, a lot of people were thinking that I was talking about his driver's license. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about, you remember a while back when everybody was sharing around that thing that said that Phil was listed on the minutes of the local real estate commission, and they were going to be, or the state real estate board, and they were going to be discussing Phil Doglewski along with some other participants. And I said again, because sometimes I get tired of being right, but I said again, if the Discord link's not working, I'll fix it. For some reason, when I make a new one, it expires the old one. It's been aggravating. But anyways, I said this is probably just coming to a head. He probably had like 1 year for something to take place, or 18 months for something. This is their final decision. They're going to make a decision on him. Turns out that's what it was. Now, Phil currently has a lawsuit, which I find strange, against the Scranton Times for ruining his reputation. Seems like Phil did an incredible job as ruining his reputation before the Scranton Times ever mentioned him. But here it is, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Department of State, Bureau of Professional and Occupational Affairs. Before the State Real Estate Commission, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Bureau of Professional and Occupational Affairs, Philip J. Godlewski, case number 20-5600-2885. Final adjudication and order. So this is it. The final adjudication and order is done. He would have to file some appeal and open up a new thing. This is basically when it says final adjudication and order, it's saying, hey, This is the last thing we're going to put out about this, and this is what we decided. The adjudication was the final time we talked about it, the final time we discussed it, the final time we spitballed ideas, and order is how we ordered for it to end. If Phil wants to challenge this somehow, then he would have to go through that process, but there's not going to be any more hearings where he can just show up. If we scroll on down, it says history. This case is before the State Real Estate Commission for a determination whether to license to practice real estate of Philip J. Doglewski, respondent, should be suspended, revoked, or otherwise disciplined pursuant to Real Estate Licensing and Registration Act, RELRA, R-E-L-R-A, RELRA, the Real Estate Licensing and Registration Act. Under the criminal history record information, TRIA, the criminal history record information, CHRIA, the matter commenced on August 26, 2021, when the issuance of a 4-count order to show cause, OSC, count 1 alleged that the respondent was subject to disciplinary action under Section 9124C2 of TRIA, 18 PACS 9124C2. In that, respondent was convicted of a misdemeanor crime directly related to respondent's occupation, trade, or profession under 63 PA CS 3113 B1 and 3117 A1, and poses a substantial risk to health and safety of the individual clients or the public, or a substantial risk of further criminal convictions. So this is the bounce check, okay? Now, Phil said at the time they were planning on flipping that house. They were remodeling that house. Bounce the check. That's what he told me personally. The only way that I'm just saying what he, the man, told me. So if he's going to say I'm reporting inaccurately, then he told me inaccurately. He says he was remodeling that house. That has a lot to do with your real estate license. If you're a real estate agent who buys and flips properties and lists those properties yourself and buys them as yourself and lists them and sells them and shows them, if you're over here bouncing checks and shit, that has a lot to do with who you are and what you do and how you operate. I don't want a real estate agent who potentially is trying to scam other people, because why wouldn't they scam me? Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? That's like fucking saying, okay, I'm gonna go to this new guy. He's opening up the Joe's Bank, and I'm gonna go give him some money. And he's only been convicted of larceny once. He's only been money laundering for the last 6 months, but he said he quit. Of course, that affects it. Supposes substantial risk to the health and safety of the individual clients, of the public, or substantial risk of further criminal convictions. Count 2 alleged that the respondent was subject to disciplinary action under Section 9124C2 of TRIA, 18 PACS 9124C2. In that, respondent was convicted of a misdemeanor crime directly related to the respondent's occupation, trade, or profession under 63 PACS 3113B2. Due to the nature of the criminal convictions, licensure of the respondent would pose a substantial risk to the health and safety of the respondent's clients or the public, or a substantial risk of further convictions. You'll see that repetitive. The substantial risk to the public, clients, or further convictions is pretty repetitive in here. Count 3 alleged that the respondent was subject to the disciplinary action under Section 604A 15 of the Act 63 PS 455.604A15 by failing to notify the commission of pleading guilty to or being convicted of a misdemeanor or felony within 30 days of the verdict or plea as required by the commission regulation found at 49 PA Code 35.290A. So he didn't notify them. If not, look, if you're convicted of some kind of crime and you think it has anything to do with a license you hold with the state, the best thing you could do is go ahead and tell them, because they're not going to look happily on you if you don't. The best thing you can do is go tell them. The best thing you can do is go ahead and tell them. Will it cause you to lose your fucking lose your license? Maybe. But if you try to hide it or don't tell them, what they're going to consider that trying to hide it, you're probably going to lose it anyways. Count 4 alleged the respondent was subject to disciplinary action under 604 A21 of RELRA 63 PS 455.604A21 in that respondent was performing any act for which an appropriate real estate license is required and is not currently in effect. So this law says he was subject to disciplinary action because he was performing any act for which an appropriate real estate license is required and not currently in effect. So this fourth count, this fourth claim, which I'm assuming they decided all of these counts were accurate because he didn't even show up. But the fourth claim is saying he's doing something that requires a real estate license and he didn't have one at the time. He was doing something that required a real estate license and he didn't have one at the time. That's what that count 4 says. Was performing any act for which an appropriate real estate license is required, and is not currently in effect. But you can change that and to but was not in effect. Although the OSC was served, the OSC was the order to show cause. Order to show cause. Although the OSC was served to Phil, he has not filed an answer or otherwise responded. On November 5th of 2021, the Commonwealth filed a motion to deem facts admitted and enter default. So, deeming facts admitted and entering default. Deeming facts admitted means whatever's been submitted so far, we're going to take that and lock it into the case. So if you don't show up, your counts, your accusations basically just become guilty. And whoever brought those accusations against us is ruled to be the one that's right. And then enter default is a default judgment, right? We're just gonna default this and we're just gonna put a judgment on it. He had claim 1, 2, 3, and 4 have been made. He did not show up to defend claim 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're deciding that claim 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to stand as facts, and we will enter a default judgment, basically, is what they're saying. On January 3rd, 2022, this is the one I think everybody was, no, it was later on. It was in like November of 2022. On January 3rd, 2022, the commission granted the MDFA. That was the motion to deem facts and admitted and enter default. And deeming respondent to have admitted the factual allegations of the OSC. Deeming Phil to have admitted to the allegations in the charges, okay? So basically, he was served with it, and when they say served, they mean legally served. Someone comes up to you and says, it's been a pleasure serving you or whatever, or you've just been served, or you got to sign this, you're supposed to appear in front of this board. So someone signed for this. They can't just leave it on your doorstep. They can't do this. They can't do that. And typically, it's either the person or their closest relative, like a wife, maybe. But here we go. So here we are. He's still legally married to Dory. Yes, he's still legally married to Dory. So basically, he did not show up to defend himself after being served. So what do we have left? He's guilty. We're basically saying he's admitted guilt. That is the default judgment. Having admitted the factual allegations, having admitted the factual allegations of the OSC. To date, respondent has still not filed to the OSC or the MDFA or the commission's order granting and has not requested a hearing. So he hasn't defended himself. He hasn't asked to speak about himself. He hasn't tried to keep his license intact. He hasn't tried to make an agreement or a bargain or an excuse or whatever. Why? Because Phil's making money hand over fist now, right? Plus, he is the guy who bounced a $21,000 check flipping a house. Would you want him to sell you a house? Again, I think this is not ever in favor of Phil. You can't claim that the newspaper, because of something you did in 2010, which a lot of people probably still remember about you, when it was in the paper in 2010, they probably still remember that story. Can't claim they ruined your reputation when your reputation was shit. Your name was mud already, bro. Your name was mud already, especially after these charges. Even if your boss steps in to pay off your debt, that doesn't help your name any after you bounce a $21,000 check. And this was in the news. There was a guy there who owned a construction business who seems to be really busy in your area. Do you think that people that knew him, or people that knew that you were his customer, or people that read about you bouncing the check, do you think they had a very high opinion of you? I doubt it. The commission deliberated this matter at its meeting and now issues this adjudication as the final deposition of the charges against the respondent. So they took all this into account. They hadn't showed up, the charges, the claims, his criminal record, everything into account. And this is going to be our final statement, our final disposition. And we're going to adjudicate our final disposition. Here we go. Findings. Respondent holds the following licenses to practice real estate in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. He has an associate broker's license, which was originally issued on January 23rd, 2020, and expired on May 31st, 2022, and is currently on an inactive status. He has a broker multi-license, which was originally issued on September 28, 2015, and has expired since August 29th of 2020, which was kind of interesting. It expired back in 2020. Paragraph 1, OSC Commission Records. 2, respondent's licenses, absent of further commission actions, may be renewed, reactivated, or reinstated thereafter upon the filing of the appropriate documentation and payment of the necessary fees. So technically, unless this commission takes further action, then those licenses can be renewed, reactivated, reinstated upon filing the appropriate documents and payment of any fees. At all times pertinent to the factual allegations, respondent held a license to practice as a real estate broker in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. At all times pertinent to the claims, respondent held a license to practice as a real estate broker in Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Respondent previously held a license to practice as a real estate salesperson, which was originally issued on July 31st, 2008, and became null and void on May 31st, 2016. So he had a real estate broker, hold on, in PA, real estate broker versus real estate salesperson. Magnet bought you 5 6-packs. Thank you very much, Magnet. I appreciate that. Versus real estate salesperson. Let's see what the difference in these are. Real estate salesperson. Okay, what's the difference between a real estate agent, a realtor, and a broker? Real estate agents are professionals with a license to help with the buying, selling, and renting of real estate. Agents operate off a commission they receive for connecting home buyers and sellers. The commission is taken from the sale of the property the agent was involved in. While the process of becoming a real estate agent will vary depending on region, generally in the United States, you have to be 18, a legal citizen, pre-licensing course, pass an exam, pass a background check, acquire sponsorship from a local real estate brokerage, and maintain the licensure by taking additional classes periodically. Okay, once an agent has taken the necessary steps, their daily responsibilities are very including client. They will pull properties based on their client's desires, show properties, answer client questions, facilitate negotiations, work with the listing agent, help clients fill out paperwork, and guide clients through the final stages of the sale, appraisal and inspections, etc. A realtor is a real estate agent, and realtor are often used interchangeably. These titles are actually different. With real estate agents, perform the duties listed above. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. So that's just like a club you could join, like if you're ASE certified mechanic versus a mechanic, right? So basically, they have to have a valid real estate license. They have to be hands-on in the real estate industry. They have to have a record of free of unprofessional real estate conduct, and have a record that's free of bankruptcy. They can't have filed bankruptcy. Now, a broker is what's different. No one cares about realtor. That just means you're part of this club. Broker. While a real estate broker starts as an agent, they must continue their real estate education past initial licensure to become a broker. He had his broker at all times. He still had his broker license when this was going on. As we mentioned before, a broker can also pay membership dues to NAR if they want to be a realtor. They can be a realtor too. But to become a broker, a real estate agent must have a relevant experience practicing as an agent. With the necessary experience, they can take a state test and get their broker's license. Many agents choose to become a brokers because it allows them to work independently, while agents must operate under a brokerage. A broker can open their own brokerage and hire additional agents to work for them. So that's basically the difference. One is like, how could I put this? What does this relate to? Okay. Let's say that you call yourself a contractor. Okay? If someone asks you what you do for a living, you're a contractor. And what that means is you do sheetrock, but you work for a guy who actually bids on the contracts, who does it, and then you come in and help him finish the job. You get paid an hourly wage. You don't own the business. You don't bid on the contracts. You don't nothing. But technically, you're a contract drywaller. You're a contractor, okay? There's a big difference between that, being the guy who just does the drywall, for another guy who owns the business and bids the contracts. The big difference between being that and a general contractor who's licensed to the state and can actually make those bids. Make a bid, sign the letter, pass the inspection, and hire a contractor underneath him. So a broker, a real estate agent must always work under some type of brokerage or under a broker, right? A broker can hire real estate agents while also acting like an agent. So the general contractor can hire you to do drywall as his helper, but he can also be a drywaller. So same thing with real estate agent. You could be a broker, could still act as a real estate agent, buy, sell, and trade real estate, but they could hire agents underneath them. An agent has to work for a broker of some type. Let's see. Okay, that was issued in July 2008 and became null and void May 31st, 2016. I wonder if he got his brokerage license. Oh, yeah. Okay. Associate broker was originally issued in May 31st, 2022. Maybe he got his brokerage license. That's why his real estate salesperson license expired so early. Was originally listed. Okay. On February 22... Oh, I'm sorry. Respondent's address is on file. Respondent's address is on file with the commission. It's 115 Huckleberry Lane, Duria, Pennsylvania, 18642, paragraph 5, OSC Commission Records. On February 22nd, 2021, respondent pled guilty in the Court of Common Pleas of Lackawanna County at docket number CP35CR 0000664-2022. A. One count of violating 18 PACS 4104A, tampering with records or identification, a misdemeanor in the first degree. So you remember when I had the interview with Phil, and he was saying that all he did was tell Carrie to write the check, and he didn't want Carrie to go to jail, and he was trying to protect her and blah, blah, blah. And I even asked him, I said, what about where it says it's got you like falsifying bank records or tampering with bank records? He said, oh, no, that didn't happen. Well, that's one of the ones he pled to. Tampering with records or identification. I don't know what his current excuse is, but there it is. One count of violating 18 PACS 4105A1, bad checks, a misdemeanor of the second degree, which is paragraph 6, exhibit 8 of the OSC. On June 22nd, 2021, on June 22nd, 2021, respondent was sentenced to 1 to 44 months of imprisonment, followed by 3 months of house arrest and 1 year consecutive supervised probation. So that was his sentencing for June 22nd for these two crimes that he pled guilty to. And it says the commission has deemed 18 PACS 4104A, tampering with records or identification, a crime that is directly related to the profession in accordance with 63 PACS 3117. So what they're saying here is this commission has decided tampering with records and identification is a crime that directly relates to being a real estate agent. And with this crime being a real estate broker or agent, we can't let these two things stand together. If you are willing to tamper with records and identification here, we're worried that that's going to cause some type of issue with the public or the clients, and you will tamper with records or identification somewhere else. Respondent also never notified the commission of his guilty plea or criminal convictions. That says a lot. That says a lot. Jesus. That's exactly what I said, Life Liberty. On August 29, 2020, following the commission's renewal deadline extension, respondents' associates broker's license expired. On August 29, 2020, following the commission's renewal deadline extension, so there was an extension. Following the extension, Phil's associate broker's license expired. Respondent then submitted a reactivation application, which was postmarked November 18th, so it expired on August 29th. Postmarked a letter on November 18th. So you had August, September, October, then half of November. And was received by the commission in December 7th. So really they didn't even get it till all of November and a week into December. On the reactivation application, respondent answered yes to providing real estate services while his license was expired. So even when he was filling out his license, his application to get it, thank you, Life Liberty. I like to make sure I'm not saying something wrong. I could have rattled it off my head, but then the haters would have grabbed it and been like, Will said this, Will said that. That's not right. So I like to look it up either way. Even on his reactivation application, when it said, you know what YES stands for in the military? When you're trying to join the military? I think I've said this before. YES stands for Your Enlistment Stops. YES, Your Enlistment Stops. Why? Because they're asking you all these questions that either have to be all no or you don't qualify. It's the same thing when you're buying a firearm. Same thing when he can't do that apparently. Same thing when you're applying for these licenses. If he would have put no, nobody probably would have checked, right? He had like 3 months or he didn't have it. You know, knowing Phil, that's like, if we're using how many days have my website been down days, 3 months is like 2 hours. So if he would put no, probably no one would have checked. But they did, according to the laws and orders. The laws and orders. So he put yes on the application for providing real estate services while having no license. While his license was expired, he put yes. I have been doing this licensed work without a license. On August 26, 2021, the commission filed an OSC against respondent, setting forth allegations that respondent violated RELRA. So basically, once he sent this in, they're like, "Oh, well, you can't do that. We're gonna file allegations against you. Like, you can't work as a real estate agent the same way that, like, let's say, here's a good example. In the state of Tennessee, sometimes, for some unknown reason, like my nephew got pulled over one time in Tennessee, and his tag had been expired for over a year. Which sounds crazy. Like, you think he would have gotten pulled over in that time, or somebody would have seen it, or a camera would have picked it up, or a scanner, or somebody would have reminded him. But his license, or his tag on his car had been expired for over a year. His license plate on his car had been expired for over a year. You have to get them renewed every year. So when he went down to the courthouse, they asked him, well, were you driving? Have you been driving this vehicle while the tag was expired? Now, if he says no, the car was broke down, then he just has to pay for one tag, one renewal to bring it up to the current year. If he says yes, he has to pay for the year that he drove around without it being renewed. So he has to pay for 2 years of renewal. It's the same thing here. Like when he said yes, that he provided this real estate service, immediately they said, oh, you can't do that. We're going to say something about that. You can't be a real estate agent while your license is expired. You can't drive around while your driver's license is expired. I guess Phil found that out too. It wasn't that he had to get his real estate license renewed, but if it's going to be expired, he can't act on it. The same way my nephew doesn't have to renew his tags, but he can't admit to be driving around on tags that were bad and not pay the registration fee. If the car is broke down, of course you're not renewing your tags every year. You just let the son bitch set. He shouldn't have said anything. He told on himself. Honestly, just because, not because he's some type of moral grounding brought him to it. He's just dumb. The same way he can't figure out how to fill out a form to buy a gun without lying on it. On August 26, 2021, the Commonwealth mailed the OSC by first-class mail, postage prepaid by certified mail, return receipt requested to 115 Huckleberry Lane, Korea, Pennsylvania. Gary Gaffner bought you 5 6-packs. Rarely catch you live, but you make 170-mile round trip to work. Oh, thank you. That's a long drive. Thank you very much for the donation and support. I'm sure that gets old. That long drive gets old. I used to work on the road, man. You ain't got to tell me shit. I left. I would leave jobs in New Jersey and have 9 days to report to work in South Texas and shit. Like, it was awful. So I hope it makes you a little bit better. It makes you drive a little bit better. So, again, his license expired August 2020. He tried to renew it in December of 2020. When they read it, he said, "Yeah, I've been working as a real estate agent during those. Let's see, end of August, and then we got June, July, August, September, October, November, 3 months and 7 days, 3 months and 10 days, something like that. 3 months and 10 days. He said, "Yeah, I've been working as a real estate agent." Then in 2021, they decided to file charges against him or official complaints against him. They're not actually charges. Then they tried to mail him. First class mail, postage prepaid, certified mail that requires a signature. The OSC mailed by certified mail, return recipient requested, was delivered on August 28th as evidenced by the U.S. Postal Service USPS tracking information for certified mail. Item number 19. I bet you we can get this tracking number. 19.75. Copy. USPS tracking. It was delivered to Duria, Pennsylvania on August 28th. At 2:42 p.m. on August 28th. And it was delivered and left with an individual. It was left with a person. It was left with a person. It wasn't left on the steps. It wasn't just set on the ground. It was left with a person. At the home address on August 28th of 2021. And Phil still lived there then. He didn't move before then. Did he ever sue you? Just threats. Phil's all threats. The OSC mailed by first class mail, postage prepaid, was not returned to the Commonwealth. So they had a letter in there that was postage prepaid for him to respond, and he did not turn it. So it was a posted prepaid envelope and a form for him to fill out. He did not return it. Be very careful if you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch for saying any type of words about, shooting or death or explosion or anything about anybody's sexual orientation or pedo or any of those words. I say them up here. That doesn't mean you can say them in chat. You're going to get me banned, and then you won't have a show to watch. Be careful. When I see the mods say that, it freaks me out. Like, please don't say any of those words. Anything that you think, Facebook or Twitch or YouTube is looking for. I don't want to lose another platform right now. Thank you, guys. No suicide either. You're right. I can say them up here because they very rarely, as long as I use it in the right context, they review it. If they see it in chat, then they just set a bunch of bots in your chat and read it. So he never returned the postage paid envelope. The OSC directed the respondent to file an answer within 30 days. Now, we've seen this before in his current legal battle. He's not going to turn shit in 30 days. 30 days from the date of the OSC have expired and respondent has not filed a written answer. Imagine that. We've read that a bunch. There, Miss Priss said it. If your comment gets deleted for some reason, it's because the wrong word was in there and they were scared about. They're just here to protect my channel. Okay. Sometimes hot heads get the best of all of us, but their ultimate job is just to protect the channel. That's all they're trying to do. So don't get mad if you see it.
Because
just
I'm a
think,
dick.
what did I type? And then try not to type that anymore. I'm having a threesome with Will, YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble. Love your shows. Well done. Linda McKenzie. That's probably the best threesome. You got your popcorn out? National Popcorn Day. National Threesome Day is actually my birthday, believe it or not. National Threesome Day. So he's not going to return this. He doesn't return anything. With hell, they can't even get him to fucking return basic shit like his college degrees. He said he's got multiple college degrees. Okay, send us a diploma. I don't know what. I don't have them. Okay, you're making a claim for loss of income. Send us your taxes. Don't have it. When asked about doing a forensic audit of his phone, he just suddenly admits all the text messages are his, like we read in the transcript. He just comes out and says, "Oh yeah, they're all mine," because he doesn't want to turn in his phone. The man's full of shit he doesn't want you to see. On November 5th, 2021, so that all happened in August. Then he had 30 days to respond. He didn't. On November 5th of 2021, the Commonwealth filed its MDFA and mailed the same to the respondent at 115 Huckleberry Lane by first-class mail, postage prepaid certificate of delivery. On January 3rd, the commission issued an order granting the MDFA and mailed it to respondent 115 Huckleberry Lane, mailed it to Phil. First class mail, postage prepaid. Mad Face bought you 3 6-packs. Happy belated birthday, Will. Oh, it's still my birthday. Thank you, though. Today's my birthday. It's not belated. Thank you. Postage prepaid certificate. On January 3rd, they issued the order, the postage prepaid. They mailed it to him. That's 2 more things they sent to him. The order granting the MDFA and the MDFA itself both got mailed. On top of the first 2 things they mailed him, hey, there's something going on here. Hey, we need you to clear this up for us. Now we're filing the MDFA, and now we have an order granting the MDFA. 4 pieces of mail they've mailed to him with tracking. He's not responded to any of them. On January 3rd, 2022, the commission issued an order granting the MDFA. They mailed that to, that was the last one, the 4th one. Respondent did not answer the OSC, the motion, the commission's order granting the MDA, or otherwise respond in this matter and has not requested a hearing. So nothing, he's not responded at all. He's not responded at all. It'll be over soon. Yeah. There'll be another one, hopefully. Hopefully I'll live to another one. Conclusion of the law. So this is basically saying, well, if this is all the facts up here of what happened, what we mailed to him, he never answered, we've decided that we're going to just enter a default, accept it, and enter a default. Here's what that means as far as the law goes. The commission has jurisdiction over Phil in this matter. Phil received notice of this proceeding and of the charges against him and was afforded the opportunity to be heard in accordance with Section 4 of the Administrative Agency Law. The commission is authorized to suspend, revoke, or otherwise restrict Phil's license or impose a civil penalty under Section 9124C2 of CHIRA, 18 PACS 9124C2, in that the respondent was convicted of a misdemeanor crime directly related to the respondent's occupation, trade, or profession under 3113B1 and 3117A1, and poses a substantial risk to the health and safety of the individual's clients or the public, or a substantial risk of further criminal convictions. Therefore, the allegation in count 1 of the OSC is sustained. So they don't have guilty and innocent. They have like sustained and I guess withdrawn maybe, or not sustained. 4, the commission is authorized to suspend, revoke, or otherwise restrict respondent's license or impose civil penalties under 9124C2 of CHIRA 9124C2 in that respondent was convicted of a misdemeanor crime directly related to respondent's occupation, trade, or profession. So this one says respondent was convicted of a misdemeanor crime directly related to respondent's occupation. So this is the two different crimes. So that's in here twice. It says Section 9124, use of records by licensing agencies, state action authorizations, boards, commissions, or departments of the Commonwealth authorized to license, certify, register, or permit the practice of trades, occupations, or professions may refuse to grant, renew, or suspend. So that's how they could take it away. Where the applicant has been convicted of a misdemeanor which relates to the trade, occupation, or profession for which the license, certificate, or registration or permit is sought. Okay. The criminal convictions, licensure of the respondent would pose a substantial risk of health and safety of the respondent's clients and the public, or substantial risk of further convictions. Therefore, the allegation in count 2 of the OSC is sustained. The commission is authorized to suspend, revoke, or otherwise restrict respondent's license or impose civil penalty under Section 604.815 of RELRA. This is about it being expired, I believe. 455.604.815. Because respondent failed to notify the commission of being convicted of or pleading guilty to nolla contendere to a misdemeanor within 30 days of the verdict or plea as required by the commission regulations found 49 PA Code 35290A6, or just A. I'm sorry. I always pronounce this wrong. I'm about to get it and see how you actually pronounce it. He pled guilty. No contest. Pronounce Naulo contendere. Naulo contendere.
Nolo contendere.
Oh, nolo contendere. Okay, I was saying it right. Or I was trying to say it right. To a misdemeanor within 30, nolo contendere. To a misdemeanor, 30 days of verdict completed, commissions. Therefore, the allegation in count 3 of the OSC is substantiated. So three counts up so far. All 3 of them sustained. Not substantiated, sustained. The commission is authorized to suspend, revoke, or otherwise restrict respondent's license and impose civil penalty on 604 RELRA 455.604.821 because respondent was performing an act for which an appropriate real estate license is required is not currently in effect. Therefore, the allegation in count 4 of the OSC is also sustained. All four were sustained. Let's see what we got here. Prohibited acts. The commission may, upon its own motion, and shall promptly, upon the verified complaint in writing of any person setting forth a complaint under this section, ascertain the facts, and, if warranted, hold a hearing for the suspension or revocation of a license or registration certificate, or for the imposition of fines not exceeding $1,000 or both. The commission shall have power to refuse a license or registration certificate for cause, or to suspend or revoke a license or registration certificate, or to levy fines up to $1,000 or both, where the said license has been obtained by false representation or by fraudulent act or conduct, or where the license or registrant is performing or attempting to perform any of the acts mentioned herein, and is found guilty of. Any of these acts can cause them to take your license or a fine or both. And it says, violating any rule or regulation promulgated by the commission in the interest of the public and consistent with provisions of this act. 21. Performing any act for which an appropriate real estate license is required and is not currently in effect. So 2 different ways here they could take it, and then 2 ways above they could take it. These 2 are for not telling us and for operating without a license. The 2 above are the 2 crimes that he committed. Both directly relate to real estate. You can't do that. Section 35.290, reporting crimes. A licensee shall notify the commission of being convicted of or pleading guilty to, or nolo contendere to a felony or misdemeanor within 30 days of the verdict guilty plea. They don't even say if it relates to it. Any felony or misdemeanor, you have to report it. The board will decide whether it's relative. The board. It means no contest. I don't know why it's like that. Some states call it nolo contendere. Other states do not, though. They'll just say no contest. They quit using it maybe or something. Basically, it's no contest. It's an Alfred plea. Like, I'll accept the punishment and conviction as if I'm guilty, but I'm not saying I'm guilty. Okay, that's what he pled. I'll accept the punishment and the guilt, and just like I am guilty, just like I went up here and said guilty, but I'm not saying I'm guilty. It's silly, but he thinks it makes him slick. So he was acting without a license. So count 4 is sustained. Discussion. Due process. Respondent did not file an answer to the OSC. Under the foregoing circumstances, the commission must ascertain whether respondent has been afforded the appropriate due process to enable it to render a final decision of the merits of the case. Due process rights are protected if respondent is made sufficiently aware of the charges against him and the procedures by which he can defend himself. Gutman versus State Dental Council and Examining Board, PA Commonwealth. Clark versus Department of Public Welfare, and Salane versus Insurance Commissioner. Section 33.31 of the General Rules, 1 PA Code 33.31, authorizes service by mail notice of administrative action which is mailed to the interested party's last known address has been found to be reasonable notice. So mail that's been mailed and made a good, honest attempt is reasonable notice. And you're responsible for updating your address if you move, especially if you hold a license and they try to get a hold of you. You have to update your address, obviously, which we know he was living there at the time. This is before any of this happened. This was back in 2020. Kobilski versus Milk Marketing Board. As a respondent is deemed to be in default and relevant facts stated in the order may be admitted if the respondent fails to file an answer within the time provided in the OSC. 1 PA Code 35.37. See also Kennery versus Professional Standards and Practice Boards. In this case, the Commonwealth made a good faith effort to notify Phil of the charges against him by serving the OSC by first class mail, postage prepaid, and certified mail, return receipt requested, to his address on file with the commission. The OSC mailed by certified mail, return receipt requested, was delivered on August 28, 2021, and is evidenced as USPS tracking information for certified mailing item number. The OSC mailed by first class mail, postage prepaid, was not returned to the Commonwealth and is presumed to have been delivered to the respondent. In the OSC, there were specific instructions as to how the respondent could answer the order and obtain a hearing. The notice also warned respondent what might happen if the respondent did not file an answer as directed. If Phil fails to file written requests for hearing within 30 days of this order, Phil will be deemed to have waived his or her right to a hearing, and final judgment may be entered without a hearing. Despite Phil's receipt of notice, Phil failed to answer the OSC and the MDFA or the commission's orders, entering default and deeming the facts admitted. Thus, the commission concludes that Phil was given sufficient notice and opportunity to be heard. Substantive charges. As established in the findings of fact on February 22nd, 2021, respondent pled guilty in the Court of Common Pleas of Lackawanna County at docket number blah, 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 to 1 count of tampering with records or identification and 1 count violating bad checks, a misdemeanor of the 2nd degree. Count 1, the OSC charge the respondent is subject to disciplinary action under Section 9124C2 of CHIRA, in that the respondent pled guilty to the misdemeanor crime directly related to the respondent's occupation, trade, or profession under 63 PACS 3113B1 and 3117A1 and poses a substantial risk to the health and safety of the individual's clients and public and substantial risk of further criminal convictions. A violation of 18 PACS 4104, tampering with records or identification, is directly related to respondent's occupation, trade, or profession because real estate brokers regularly manage the private records of their clients, and so the respondent is subject to disciplinary action. So why is tampering with records important for a real estate agent? Because real estate brokers regularly handle and manage the private records of their clients, and so the respondent is subject to disciplinary action. If he's going to tamper with this, who's to say he won't tamper with that? Is what they're claiming. Count 2, that alleged that the respondent was subject to disciplinary action under 18 PACS 9124C2 is that respondent pled guilty to misdemeanor crime directly related to the respondent's occupation, trade, or profession under 63 PACS 3113B1 and 3117A1 and poses substantial risk to the health and safety of the individual's clients or the public or substantial risk for further criminal convictions. The violation of 4105A1 for bad checks is a misdemeanor directly related to the respondent's occupation, trade, or profession because real estate agents must handle the checks. Real estate agents must handle these checks of their clients and are required to be trustworthy in carrying out that duty. Therefore, the respondent is subject to disciplinary action in count 2. Count 3. We're just going to skip ahead. This is about he didn't notify. As established in the findings of fact, as of the date of this filing, respondent has failed to notify the commission of pleading guilty to a misdemeanor within 30 days of his guilty plea as required by the commission. Count 3 of the OSC is also sustained. All right, count 4, this is acting without a license. Needing a real estate license and not having one and still acting. On August 29, 2020, following the commission's renewal deadline extension, respondent associate broker's license, or Phil's associate broker's license expired. And then what does he do? What does he do when his license expires? Well, you know, he just tries to renew it and then says, "Oh yeah, I've been working as a real estate agent this whole time." Why not, guys? Why not? The rules aren't made for me, are they? Respondent submitted a reactivation application which was postmarked November 18th of 2020, and they received it on December 7th of 2020. On the reactivation application, respondent said yes to providing real estate services. While he did this to himself, this last one. The respondent admitted to providing real estate services while his license was expired. Therefore, count 4 of the OSC is sustained. See, sanctions. What are we getting in trouble for? The Commonwealth has met its burden of providing Phil with proving that Phil violated RELRA. In further consideration of the respondent's charges, the law requires the board to determine whether an individual's convictions are directly related to the profession. Phil's convictions are included on a list of crimes for which the board has made a determination that these crimes directly relate to the practice of real estate. Therefore, there is a rebuttal presumption that licensure of Phil, who has been convicted of a crime that directly relates to the profession, would pose a substantial risk to the health and safety of the individual's patients. It should say clients here, or clients, or I guess maybe it should say something, not patients, or clients, or the public, or a substantial risk of further criminal convictions. The individual may rebut the presumption by showing evidence of rehabilitation as specified in the factors in subsection C. As such, the board must also consider the following factors: whether the criminal conduct for which the individual was convicted involved an act or threat of harm against the individual. For purposes of this paragraph, the term harm includes harm to the victim, the personal property or of the victim or reputation of the victim. 2, the facts and circumstances surrounding the conviction. 3, the number of criminal convictions. 4, increase in age or maturity of the individual since the date of the criminal conviction. 5, the individual's criminal history or lack of criminal history after the date of conviction. 6, successful completion of education and training activities, including those in county correctional facility or Department of Corrections. 7, references from employers or others, including personnel of the county correctional facility or Department of Corrections. 8, progress in personal rehabilitation since the conviction. 9, whether the individual meets all other licensing qualifications of the Applicable Practice Act, including any examination requirements. 10, the individual's criminal history or lack of criminal history after the date of the criminal conviction while engaged in the same or similar profession or occupation. 11, any other factor deemed to be relevant to the licensing board or licensing commission regarding the fitness of the individual for licensure. So this is the things they have to consider. As Phil did not file an answer or participate in a hearing, the commission does not have the information to address each of these 11 above criteria, but it will address those for which information is provided in the record. Here, the commission is faced with a licensee who has pled guilty to 2 misdemeanors clearly related to the respondent's profession and due to their nature pose a substantial risk to the public and or of further criminal convictions. The commission does not have information as to whether the criminal conduct involved an act or threat of harm against the individual. Phil did, however, tamper with records or identification and pass bad checks. The commission is not aware of any subsequent criminal convictions or whether the respondent has completed criminal sentence in this case. In assigning a sanction, the commission weighs the number and seriousness of the offenses against any mitigating evidence. In this case, the commission is faced with a licensee who pled guilty to the misdemeanor crimes directly related to Phil's profession. Phil failed to report the convictions to the commission. Lastly, Phil admitted to providing real estate services while his license was expired. In this manner, Phil did not file an answer to the OSC or any response to the other filings of record, and thus has not presented any mitigating evidence to the commission to consider. Respondent's behavior is not acceptable among licensees who must handle the sensitive records and checks of their clients, and the commission cannot countenance such behavior from the members of its profession. Considering respondent's offense and his lack of mitigating evidence, the commission believes that the only appropriate sanction is revocation. The only, not this, we're going to take the most extreme or we're going to take the lightest one. The only appropriate sanction is revocation. What is revocation? It is the official canceling. He no longer has that license. It's done. It's gone. It doesn't exist. Not that Phil's ever coming to sell real estate again. But this commission apparently believes that he cannot be trusted to do this type of work. So why would he be trusted to give you intel? Why would he be trusted at the White House? Why would he be trusted on government missions? Why would he be trusted hacking data? Why would he be trusted with your gold or silver investments? Why would he be trusted in your MLM? Why would he be trusted in any other circumstance in the world? Well, the answer is he shouldn't be. He should not be. It shouldn't be. Accordingly, the commission enters the following order. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Bureau of Professional and Occupational Affairs versus Philip J. Doglewski, respondent. And now this 22nd day of December 2022, remember that was when they had him listed as going there or whatever? Just last year, towards the end of the year, he was in the notes for the meeting they were having for the Real Estate Commission. The State Real Estate Commission, having duly met and considered the entire record and based on the foregoing finding of fact, conclusions of law and discussion, hereby revokes the associate broker license number AB068598 and broker multi-license number RM423112 of respondent Philip J. Doglewski. Philip J. Doglewski. Because of these crimes he's committed, he didn't turn himself in. He didn't admit to it. The crimes he's committed directly relates. I can't imagine sending somebody money for intel or any type of service, right? Or thinking that you're moving up his list, or thinking that he's helping you in an investment, or thinking that he's going to make you money, or he's going to sign you up, or if someone who's been convicted of bouncing a $21,000 check just the year before. Could you? Doesn't make sense to me. Respondent shall immediately return his licensure documentation, which includes the licenses, wall certificates, wallet cards, to the commission on or before the effective date of revocation. The licensure documents shall be forwarded to the following address. Respondent may petition for reinstatement of respondent's license after 5 years have passed from the effective date of the revocation. In addition to this petition, respondent must provide an updated criminal history record and must pass the salesperson examination in accordance with Section 501 of the RELRA 63 PS 455.501. This order is effective immediately. The sanction shall take effect 30 days from the date of this of mailing this order, namely January 26, 2023. So it took place on January 26, 2023. Phil never showed up. Phil never answered. Phil never did anything at all during all that time. Never did anything. So there you go. Phil loses his license over laws and orders. It gets you in the end, don't it? It always gets you. We're getting ready to go watch some of Phil's video, and then that'll probably spill over into the Patreon show. If you want to join Patreon, you can do that at patreon.com/cold beer. I wanted to get this document out, and we're going to go watch some of his show from tonight. I heard it was pretty good, but somebody just sent me a link we're going to check out for a YouTube clip. Apparently, Red Stepstacker's having a little meltdown. Oh, did he take it down? He might have took the video down. Let me see. Or made it private or whatever he does. Okay, he's made it private already. So I was told he's having a meltdown and blaming me. The clips are called Triggered 1, Triggered 1.5, Triggered 2. It says it wasn't my fault that you got a mention, but happy birthday, I guess. He still has no idea who I am, even though I put something about somebody else video he forwarded to him. He is triggered as fuck and blaming you. It's not my fault. You aren't mentioned at all. And we are all Antifa, of course. He was the first one. He was the first one to coin calling me Antifa. And Sage too, that we were Antifa because we called out the truthers who were wrong. And he admitted they're wrong, but what's the sense in telling people they're wrong unless you're Antifa? Unless you're Antifa. Idiots. All right, let's hop into Phil's video, which is where we're headed to next. I was hoping to get a good laugh out of that. It's all good. Let's see, Rumble.com. We're going to go to a Patreon show soon, $2 and up. Everybody gets to join. If you want to be part of that, sign up for either get a Twitch subscriptions will work too. You just have to watch it live. You can't watch the replay on Twitch. But if you got a Patreon, you'll get the show for free. And if for some reason you go to bed or internet cuts off or whatever, you actually will have a replay that's good for as long as you're a Patreon member. You'll still have it. Let's do this while I'm doing that.
Barber Antique just resubscribed for 5 months. Smiley face, smiley face.
Thank you very much.
Smiley face.
Barber Antique with a resubscription.
118 gifted Madface 4,321 a subscription.
Oh, thank you for that gifted subscription.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to Madface.
You've gifted 11 subs in this channel. Thank you very much.
11 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you for those gifted subs. I appreciate that greatly. That's a lot of subs to gift over time. By the way, for the first time ever, this is thanks to you guys over on Twitch. So everybody knows I used to have I've had 2 YouTube channels that have over 10,000 subscribers, and those were my main source of incomes. The ads that run there, the people who donated there, blah 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 blah, whatever. Well, my Twitch has always been lacking. I can't get as many people to come as Twitch as I had on YouTube, right? And my other YouTubes are not monetized. My one's about to be qualified, but I got to get that strike to fall off first. And it doesn't do that till April. So I always made my largest chunk of money that supported the show, that kept the show going for 7 days a week. I made all of that from the biggest chunk of it was made from YouTube. Well, this month is the first month that Twitch has finally passed what I was making on YouTube. So for the first, actually, I'll do a round of applause for you guys. For the first month ever, Twitch finally caught up to YouTube, and I lost that main YouTube channel over a year and a half ago, and I'm finally back to where, minus inflation, I'm still making less than ever. But if inflation was fixed, the Biden economics, I would actually be in the black again. But it finally took over, so hopefully it'll keep building. The Twitch channel is now as profitable as the YouTube channel was, which was not very profitable, but still profitable. There's your round of applause.
Thank you guys very much. Also, I didn't mention Shannon
Cheer to 500 subs. Or I'm sorry, 500 bits, 500 subs. I was reading both lines at the same time. Thank you to Mustang Sally. I got your package. I know that Precious said that she sent a package I got to go get. Thank you for the letter. Thank you for the package. I appreciate that. What else do we have? A couple people donated checks and stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for those checks. I'll make sure they get in the bank over the next couple of days. The boys are still getting cards. I do fully plan on having them sit down and talk about thank you guys for the cards and everything, but there's just still coming in. But we will have them sit down and thank everybody for the Christmas cards. All right, here we go. Oh, I got to mute it, don't I? Fuck. Let me mute it and get past his music. Way down we go. Oh, 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 oh. I don't think Phil's ever made a woman have an oh, 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 oh. But you never know. No, no, no. Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It looks so good already. That angle looks so good. Here we go.
Welcome, everyone, to a night you're probably not going to forget.
It's going to be amazing, guys. Hang on.
And yes, my microphone is on. Cool.
That's right. A Lawson. A Lawson. I get it. But I think it's funny because Derek Johnson says, a law and order.
On the information that I have to share with everyone tonight. Get a couple housekeeping things out of the way first, and then we'll hop right into it because I know you guys are thirsty for intel, and this is probably the best intel that I've had.
So I have been told that he's selling some type of nutritional treat for your snaggle-toothed significant other. Somebody said the name of it in the Rumble chat. So they were calling it Carrie Kibble.
I actually don't think it's even close to any other intel.
By the way, while we're getting into this, again, this is going to go over. I'm going to cut this loose at some point. This is going to go over into the Patreon show. Let me tell you what he said when he was getting ready to start this show this morning. Mariah read this to me and said, "Can you believe what this guy put about his show?" And I said, "I haven't seen it." And she read it to me this morning while I was getting in the shower. He put, oh God, oh man, let's go all the way down to the bottom. I'll just catch you up on his posts quickly. February 14th. I can't always come right out and say things. The Titanic 1912 and the Locomotion were just two recent examples of this. By the way, he's claiming because he sang a song that's Do the Locomotion that he was predicting that 3 trains would derail. Sure. You have been watching a movie. By the way, 3 trains have derailed other times. They're just now it's in the spotlight because of the thing that happened with the chemicals, obviously. You have been watching a movie. It's about time to roll the credits. Then he says, and the executions, but the executions before the credits, though. He forwards a message from Robin Diaz. Says, I went back and watched the Locomotion video. Looks to me like he told us there would be 3. Also, because the way he was holding his hands, they're claiming it's 3. He used the sign for fine. I think he was telling us not to worry. So he did this. Like, oh, it's fine, it's okay, and they're saying that's because he was singing "Do the Locomotion." That was 3 trains. It's going to be okay. He was telling us not to worry. Phil says the false flags are not over yet. More to come. He shares this goofy ass video where they claim that the C-17 Globemaster that was down on the runway was CGI and. That was sad as fuck. I'm just telling you, at the Afghanistan airport, you know, some of them men tried to ride the landing gear out of there just to escape and literally fell from like 5,000 feet while I was taking off. When the landing gear started to retract, they had nothing to hold on to. They're just done. They literally fell to their death just trying to flee that country. But of course, Phil's going to use it for any type of talking point he can. It was a tragedy. He then shows next live tonight, 2:15, 7 p.m. Eastern. Fire next phase. So he forwards a message from Virginia TC that says, people are really freaking out in Chip's chat. He is saying Trump is part of the cabal. If he is in on it, he was in on it from the beginning. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what happened to him, but he has flipped completely, and he is taking his followers with him. Phil Doglewski shows a hand pointing up and says, I warned you about Chip last week. If you're still following him, that's your issue. Then we get this glorious post. The live tonight will contain intel of the likes that I have never yet reported. That I have never yet reported. My hands are shaking writing this message. His hands, it was such good intel. He was jittery, shaking, almost at an emotional breakdown, just writing the message. What kind of message would he have that his hands were shaking? This is the biggest thing. Now, he's already told us the Supreme Court's overturned the election. I don't believe that. YouTube, he does. I'm making a joke. He's already told us all the people that's been taken down. He's already told us he's Edward Snowden. He's already told us he was roommates with Ezra Cohen Watnick. He's already told us that 9/11 was an inside job and he had advanced knowledge of it and didn't warn anybody. He's already told us that the whole cabal system, the silver system, the election system, every system is covert. He's even told us that we have a device to see the fucking future. But tonight's is going to be one that makes his hand shake. It's the likes that I have never yet reported. Amazing. He then shares a forward from Lynn Wood, and it says, why does anyone bother to keep a running total of the U.S. debt? It's not like the country will ever be able to pay it off. Oh, I forgot. I guess we need to know the total debt because we have to pay interest on it to our creditors. America has become third world debtor nation, a nation in rapid decline. The financial and monetary system in America is broken beyond repair. Leave, Lynn. To make America great again, we must tear down the present financial system, then rebuild and restore it from the ground up as it was originally created. Go back to tariffs on foreign countries for revenue, not income, taxes on Americans. Abolish the unconstitutional Federal Reserve Bank and all parts of its corrupt and unlawful banking system. Go back to our dollar being backed by gold, the gold standard, impossible. Go back to balanced budgets, good luck. And bankrupt the legal entity that burdened every American citizen with onerous debt that can never be repaid. Wipe out the debt and the Federal Reserves. Fix 2020 or bust. Just my opinion. Lynn. I don't even know if that's Lynn's actual page because it looks the title of it looks different now. Let me see. It looks like his. 430,000 subscribers. He changed it to Lynn Wood, and then in parentheses it says L. Lynn Wood. He then shares the link for this live stream. After that, he shares this, which I thought was very interesting. Let's say save as Phil Doglewski retention credit. He then shares this, which again, it's much like when he took PPP. He and his wife took PPP loans and abused the system to make it pay, or used the system to make it pay for him. He's obviously doing that again with this a new system with retention credits. It says, who can claim the employee retention credit? Business owners impacted by COVID-19 can claim up to $5,000 in refundable tax credits for each employee on their payroll in 2020 and up to $7,000 credit per quarter, excluding quarter four for each employee in 2021. So $5,000 in 2020, $7,000 per quarter in 2021, $5,000 per quarter in 2020. If your business operations were impacted or changed during an applicable calendar quarter due to a COVID-19 related government order, or for quarters in 2021, if your business revenue dropped by more than 20% compared to the same quarter in 2019 or the immediately preceding quarter. So he's sharing the retention credit that's out now for some reason with his face attached to it. And then it says this is where he got mad at people calling him out. So people did not like this live stream. Someone already put this in chat when we weren't talking about it, but here it is again. For all of the doubters tonight, you have the choice to follow me or not. If you don't believe the intel is accurate, that's fine. If you think it's a lie or made up, then I suggest you no longer follow me. There are plenty of other platforms that you can follow instead. This is like getting someone addicted to heroin or crack or methamphetamine and then doubling the price and then cutting the shit in half to where it's the weakest shit there and saying, if you don't like it, don't do it. You've got them addicted, then telling them to move on. What a goddamn fuck you, Phil. But don't come back when it turns out I was right the entire time about everything. Be sure to stick to those other platforms. Back to the video. Was he plucking his eyebrows when he got this news with his uncontrollable shake? It looks like it. I don't know what this high arch is over here. That's looking bad, ain't it? I figured one of the women would see that almost immediately.
That I've ever had before. There might have been one instance that comes close to this, but even that wasn't that great in comparison. So first and foremost,
that high arch on the right does not match the one on the left. Like, I know women who have like that high arch, almost like a point out here on their eyebrows. Mariah always says she's jealous of my eyelashes and eyebrows because they come in so thick. But I know girls who have like that point, right? It's almost like a bat wing or a bird wing or like a seagull, like a two-piece wing. But first of all, they're female. Second of all, they have it on both eyes. The only way to cancel a subscription to his website is cancel your credit card. Yeah. That's what we talked about that a while back. It's still not up. We know. I check it about every week.
U.S. Virgin Islands. I am not stateside currently. There's a couple reasons for that. The main reason being that Carrie.
He's on vacation. There's no other reason. He's like, there might be a mission while I'm down here. Maybe.
I wanted a little bit of time together for Valentine's Day. We've been obviously blessed with.
Imagine your followers are starving. Your followers have no idea how they're going to make their house payment or heat that home or feed those people who live in that home or how long they'll even be able to hold on to it before the bank takes it away from them. All banking on, since you started this shit, telling them that Nasara Gassar was right around the corner 2 years ago. Every month. They've been waiting next month, next week, next day. And you're jet setting to the U.S. Virgin Islands on Valentine's Day. Don't get me wrong, people should make money. I hope my channel blows up one day and it makes lots of money. I hope I can use it to help lots of people. I don't think that if everybody that was paying me, that was watching my ads, that was signing up for my Patreon, that was donating, if they were all suffering, and that's all I saw in my chat every day was how everybody was suffering, I would be jet setting around. I think I would be setting up programs to help those people.
Very successful businesses that I've launched over the last year or two. And I wanted to treat Carrie.
What about your crypto millions?
And we just had a lot of me and Carrie time down here in the last week. Carrie is the love of my life, and next to my boys.
He cried the other day when he just said that they kiss each other and say they love you sometimes.
And her girls, they are always going to have the top placement when it comes to my priorities. So I did see some obviously nasty comments by some people, and anymore.
Oh God!
I don't
shake it off.
What anyone thinks.
Shake it off. Woo-hoo.
So You know, you could have your opinion on my whereabouts or Carrie's whereabouts or any of that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day,
Absolutely. Narcissistic people only think of themselves. Absolutely, they do. And then it's almost like they come up with like these false narratives to pretend they care about you. Like, I know there was nasty comments, and, you know, I did give a bunch of money away at Christmas, and I said I was going to do that more and bigger and more often, but I've never mentioned it again. But we really needed it. You know how stressed out I am? You know that there's a possibility there was a mission down there? You know, we were just sitting around the day before Valentine's Day, and Carrie's like, I've never been to the Virgin Islands. And I'm like, fuck it. We'll spend $20,000 on Valentine's Day. It'd be great.
it's just your opinion.
He's a piece of shit.
You know, and you're entitled to it, so no one's going to rob you of it. But it's certainly not going to change how I live my life. Anyone who was in a position to come out of prison just a short 18 months ago.
No, lots of people come out of prison and then run rackets like you have. Lots of people. The people that went in for like money laundering or sometimes bouncing checks or tampering with records.
Broke and familyless, that's able to get in the position that I'm in now.
You couldn't have come out of prison broke and familyless. If you were a crypto millionaire like you claimed you were, then you couldn't have been broke when you come out of prison. You couldn't have recently invested in crypto and made all this money, Phil. The big crypto rushes were before you went into prison.
You all could do the same. Anyone could do the same. You need the proper guidance. You need the proper drive. You need the proper ambition. You need the proper attitude. And with all of those things, you could do it too. So don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on hope, even if you're in really, really down times. Put your faith in God and push through and don't quit. I have a couple things to say tonight that the intel is going to come first, not last. But I want to tell everybody that's tuning in the beginning something incredibly important that I'm going to explain.
Okay, incredibly important. I'm going to get you hooked right now, so you stick around. But I'm not going to explain it in detail till the end, so you got to stay the whole time.
So everyone, please.
God wanted me to go to the Virgin Islands. God wanted me to find out for myself whether they were named the Virgin Islands because they had, you know, a bunch of smoking hot ass fucking 15-year-olds running around, or if it was something else.
Pay very close attention to my words right now. If you are a business owner of any sort of business owner, and you have employees that you pay with a W-2, you need to stick around this entire live tonight.
Oh my God. Right now. You need to stick around.
I have to say at the end of the live. And the reason that I'm pushing that to the end of the live is because for all you non-business owners out there, perhaps you don't want to listen to what I have to say. But I'm about to make some business owners a lot of money. A lot of money. And we will get into the details of that at the end of this live. But I just want to give a heads up. If you yourself are a business owner,
you're not making them a damn thing. You're not making them a fucking thing. This has been in effect with the IRS. When they go to file their taxes, they'll probably get a notification. I know you do if you use TurboTax. It says, check to see if you qualify for the employee retention tax credit. So what are you making them? You doing something for them? This literally made headlines back in fucking like November or some shit when it passed. What are you talking about, bro? No. It made headlines in November for something else. It might have actually made headlines last year in January. Was that when it went through? Last year in January, maybe it's part of the CARES Act thing.
Your wife, your spouse, your husband, your brother, your sister, your neighbor, this might be something that you really want to alert them about. We're going to talk about it at the end of the live. Okay? So without further ado, I would like to hear where everybody is tuned in from tonight. Me, myself, I am in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Here we go.
Is the employee retention credit still available in 2023? Yes, the employee retention tax credit applies to wages and benefits dispersed through March 13, 2020 and September 30th or December 31st of December of 2021. However, companies can still send in applications to receive. So you should have filed this in 2022. But if you didn't, you have until 2024 to do it. But yeah, it went live last year during tax season.
Let's hear it. Alaska, love it. Wisconsin. Bahamas, nice, not too far from me. What does my shirt say? Dodgers. And I think it's gray, not green. San Diego, California, Oregon Coast, Orlando, Florida, South Dakota. Alberta.
It was part of the CARES Act. You guys remember the CARES Act, right? The checks for staying at home and shit.
Michigan, Savannah, Georgia.
I can't do the shout outs, bro.
Yuma, Arizona. And Clearwater, Dickinson, Illinois, Pittston, East Bay, California. Lose.
Boobies. Where's that guy out?
Concord, Alaska. Deer Park, Netherlands. New Jersey, New York, Cape Cod. Irving. Crimson Tide, I think. Concord, Alaska.
Crimson Tide, I think.
Wow, that's moving real fast, though. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Saskatchewan, Canada. Deer Park, Texas. Alaska again. Flat Earth, Texas. Cool. Long Island, boobies. All right, we'll finish it up at Wales, UK. We have a global audience tonight, obviously, ladies and gentlemen. The ticker keeps on ticking up there. It's still counting, so I'm not even going to say what it's at right now, but it's just flying. That's kind of why I do this. When I see the ticker flying up, I know more people are still tuning in, and I don't want them to miss what I say in the beginning. So I'm just going to repeat what I said one more time for those of you that are just tuning in. If you are a business owner or someone close to you is a business owner, I have a way for you to get a ton of money. And
this has been the first time this was published was in 2020. So this has been around for years. You should have filed it in 2021 and 2022 tax season. So January of last year. And I'm not saying like tax season. You should have filed it for the 2021 tax season, but you have until 2024 to file it.
It's going to depend upon if you have W-2 employees. If you W-2 your employees, you are in for a very, very incredible.
No, Carrie's with them. You can see her in the video.
Save it to the end for those that are not business owners or don't want to tell their business owner friends about anything and not tune in. I'll give you the opportunity to tune out before I get to that. We're going to do.
Yeah, he's got some type of dominatrix flails, cat of nine tails. You should see this is the handle for the butt plug. You just can't see it because it's covered by his neck. But that is the handle to remove it, hanging up there.
The intel first, and then
a couple straps so it doesn't get sucked in.
After the intel, we're going to get into the portion of the live that we talk about some money-making opportunities for some business owners that were affected by COVID-19 and that were in business in those years.
But you're not doing anything. This has been around. They should have already been filing these. Why are you acting like this is something new?
So, first thing I want to talk about tonight is just a quick little advertisement that I want to read to you guys because I've been trying to find.
This came out in March of 2020. Like in March of 2020, it was signed into law. So the first year you could file that is tax season of 2021. So really, it was for the tax year of 2020, tax year of 2021. It's for those years specifically. It ends in December 31st of 2021. So that's 2022 tax year, but 2021, December 2021, money made up until then, employees until then, or September, depending on which quarters you're using. But you could file it up till right now. You're late filing it. That's if there's any money left in the fund. You guys remember the PPP loans? The people who were able to get the paperwork in first weren't even checked. They just paid them. Now that's why they're suing so many people and coming after that money and shit now for fraud against it. Basically, if you just turned in the paperwork, they panicked. They sent all the money out. And like on the 5th or 6th day, I had people calling me, telling me that they tried to apply for a PPP loan and they said all the money was gone.
Find some businesses that kind of stay with the pulse of my particular audience.
That's why he missed it. He doesn't know about the ERC because he hasn't filed taxes in the last 3 years. Speaking of taxes, if Phil would like to, now he doesn't have to by no means, but if Phil would like to, I would greatly appreciate if he would just take some time out of his day. If he would just take some time out of his day, running around the Virgin Islands and watching Carrie get shit-faced drunk and her flip-flops float away and, putting the snaggle back in her tooth or whatever he does for her every day while she gets so blindly drunk she can actually put up with his ass. Like, if he could take some time away from that, I would greatly appreciate it. If he would settle maybe this, Phil is on delinquent real estate taxes for $5,415.50. I would appreciate if he'd pay those. That is the Company 2 LLC that still owns his Huckleberry Lane property. And while he's down at the same office While he's done the same office, he can go ahead and pay these. These are for Phil Sylvania that bought 1235 Lantern Hill Road, Shavertown, PA, his brand new house for the $1.7 million. If he would go ahead and pay the $9,831.54 that was due on February 9th. If he could take care of those, that would be great. If he has time. If he has time. Maybe he should pay some of these, but you do you, Phil.
We have so many pet owners, particularly dog owners, in my following that on any given day you could go to my group chat and you could find people posting pictures of their dog.
Please don't tell me the greatest intel you've ever shared that made your hand tremble at the thought of sharing this to people is based on puppy nutrition.
Dogs all over the place. And I think there's some things about the food that we give our dogs that we don't know. And I want to make one of those things, very clear right now so you do know about it and you can make a change if you want. If you're one of the millions of dog owners that are across the country and even more than that across the world, you're likely aware that maintaining a healthy dog can be complicated. They have achy joints, they have bad odor, they have lack of...
Okay, he's reading an ad copy now. If you're one of the $1 million across the U.S. or even more of that across the world, there's a couple things that you should be aware of. Dog food is not what it's caught up to be. You have achy joints, bad odors, a sluggish dog, lackadaisical even, and shortened lifespans. And what we want to take care of is preventing that and other serious illnesses. And you can sign up for Carrie's Kibbles today. Promised to put a snaggle in their tooth and a pep in their step.
Energy, smelly breath. Those are just a handful of the troubles that you could see in an unhealthy dog without you even knowing about some of them. What exactly separates a healthy dog from an unhealthy dog? According to Dr.
This motherfucker's selling dog food now. Tell me this son of a bitch won't. He said, I'm not running ads no more. I want to admit, even though I lied to you for 2 years, some of the ads where I was paid to post them. And I feel bad for that. So I'm not running ads anymore. By the way, I'm selling a drill-powered chainsaw from China, knockoff night vision goggles, and Carrie's Kibbles. Thank you very much for joining us. And I'm going to make sure I do all that legally, binding, contractually underneath the laws and orders.
Dr. Marty Goldstein, one of America's most renowned holistic veterinarians, there is one very dangerous food that you need to stop feeding your dog immediately. If your dog has been feeling tired or not having the energy it used to, this one ingredient could be the reason. Many dog food manufacturers include this ingredient in their dog foods, and it is one that most dogs consume on a daily basis. This is something that is not being reported by most mainstream media outlets, including big dog food manufacturers. Of course, they don't report any of the truth to us anyway, so why would they tell us that we're killing our pets slowly?
Oh, yeah. Big pharma dog.
Control the pet population, just like they want to control the
big dog conspiracy.
population. It's ridiculous.
Big dogaceuticals.
He was actually dubbed the miracle worker.
Puppyceuticals.
Forbes magazine because of this. And all he did was make one simple change. It's ridiculous. Dr. Marty was actually dubbed the miracle worker by Forbes magazine because of this. And all he did was make one simple change that was lengthening dogs' lives. News of his remarkable recoveries caught the media's eye, as well as many celebrity pet owners such as Oprah Winfrey, Jerry Seinfeld, and Martha Stewart.
Oh my God, the deep state cabal is influencing and is buying Dr. Marty's food? Amazing.
The good news is this change can easily be done from your home in one simple step. All you have to do to find out more about this is go to the link that is in the description of this video. If you're watching on Locals, it'll be down below. If you're watching on Rumble, it'll also be down below. You're going to watch a really cool video at this website. The website is drmartypets.com/Phil. Make sure you get the /Phil in there. I arranged for a little bit of a discount.
Yeah, because if you don't get the /Phil in there, he doesn't get paid. I don't think he probably even arranged for a discount. It's probably the same discount you get for just I don't know if you know what a click away ad is, but basically if you open a web page, when you start to navigate up to like where to type in another address or to click the X or to hit refresh or back or home, a lot of times an ad will pop up. There's also embedded ads that are at a certain length above the fold, below the fold, 5 paragraphs deep, where you scroll down so far and ads will automatically pop up. Or if you've been on the website for so long, ads will automatically pop up. I would say that's probably the same ads you get, or that's the same discount you get. Because I see right now you can get 3 jars and save $10 for Pro Power Plus. These crazy products like this, they always are running some type of ad. That's just there's some type of discount. That's just their normal price, okay? They're not giving you a discount.
You guys, Dr. Marty Pets /Phil. You'll learn all about the ingredient that you're probably feeding.
Just go to Dr. Marty Pets if you really want it. Fuck Phil. He swept Snaggletooth to the Virgin Islands while the people that believe him are literally struggling to survive, to stay alive. Do you think he needs the 10% commission on dog food?
Your very much loved friends, or to some of you, probably sons and daughters, for those of you that don't have kids in the house anymore. Check out that link that's in the description. I think you could very easily start making your pets much healthier again just by listening to what Dr. Marty has to say. Okay? That is the very and daughters, for those of you that don't have kids in the house anymore. Check out that link that's in the description. I think you could very easily start making your pets much healthier again just by listening. Very much loved friends, or to some of you, make sure you get the /Phil in there. I arranged for a little bit of a discount for you guys. Dr. Marty Pets /Phil.
I was hoping he said that. I was hoping he was saying the ingredient.
That's what Chip Littler is saying now. No idea where he's getting it from. He's certainly not getting it from me.
Uh-oh, hold on.
Taking sides against Donald Trump, listening to what Dr. Marty has to say. Okay? That is the last advertisement I'm going to do for tonight. We're going to get straight to the intel. I just want to touch on a couple housekeeping things real quick. The Chip Littler saga continues to brew. Chip Littler now has apparently taken sides against Donald Trump, and he said that Donald Trump was part of this from the beginning, and he continues to.
Donald Trump has absolutely led this along. Has avoided talking about it, has not called it out, has even posted Q posts on his fucking Truth Social account, like word for word copies of a drop that Q did as his status. He's absolutely pushed this along. Did he say drmartypets.com/Phil? When I do that, I get no results found. Please tell me it doesn't work. Oh, it's dogfoodexposed. What an idiot. What an idiot. And he's trying to get you to file his taxes through him. Max refund. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't even say the link right. It's dogfoodexposed.com/Phil and a maxrefund.com/Phil. And it shares a video. Hold on.
Marty's miracles. Dogs sentenced to death brought back to health with the methods of Dr. Marty Goldstein.
One of the greatest cases I ever had is a Rottweiler named Whiskey. He was given less than 24 hours.
Oh, this looks shady as fuck, dude.
Was certain he was going to die.
But
You can listen to Dr. Marty if you want to, but I'm going to talk over it.
Forbes magazine made one simple
employee retention credit. It's called Max Refund.
And he just lived for years and years after that.
MaxRefund.com reviews, but hold on.
Has caught the media's attention.
Listen to Dr. Marty there.
Celebrity pet owners.
I've treated the dogs of Oprah Winfrey, Martha Stewart, Jerry Sun.
Those are all cabal, sir.
Kelly Preston.
But dogs don't need to see the doctor in person to get the benefits of his do-at-home technique for animal health and long life.
You will notice a marked difference in your dog within days by making this one simple change.
Man, they don't have a whole lot of reviews.
Think it's healthy for your dog to eat? Think again.
I'll show you why it looks shady as fuck in just a second.
Good Morning America or Martha Stewart Show, where I exposed how common pet foods could be shortening your dog's lifespan. Today, I'm going to expose 3 dangerous ingredients added to many pet foods, even foods that claim to be healthy, organic, and natural. I call them dog health destroyers. Because in my opinion, as a practicing veterinarian of over 45 years, they could lead to sickness, depression, bad digestion, joint pain, or even cancer in your dog. How do I know? I built my reputation as the veterinarian people come to from all over the world.
I'm Oprah's vet.
A sick pet who needs serious help.
Oprah eats Dr. Marty's hand-churned butter every day.
Came to me when her dog Sophie was becoming critically ill, and I was able to help Sophie make a full recovery in less than a week. Though while it was exciting to meet Oprah and to have the dog whisperer Cesar Millan come to me for pet food advice, I don't feel you should have to be a celebrity to keep your dog healthy. So let's talk about how to keep your dog feeling strong, energetic, and have the longest life possible. I'm going to show you the same outline my wife and I use at home with our 3 dogs, Joey, Tilly, and Redford. And it's as effective
perfect.
If you have a new puppy, a rescue, or a middle-aged or senior dog you want to see having the health and energy of a younger dog again. I put this video together because I'm tired of the lies the pet food industry has told to the American public. I'm going to expose them right now, because with the large premium pet food company Blue Buffalo recently having to pay a $32 million settlement when it was discovered their food label.
Oh no.
There has never been a better time to educate yourself. I'm also going to show you the one meat we humans eat that you should never feed your dog. And one common type of dog food found in every pet store in America that is missing a critical vitamin your dog needs to have a...
Oh my God, you think they'll pull through?
...that it is marketed to you as a premium food. Today you'll discover the truth. And by the way, on a personal note, I'm not sure if you were told to watch this video by a fellow dog lover, saw it on a news site, or was sent here by your local veterinarian.
I can't believe how...
I know you love your dog. So from one dog lover to another, I commend you for watching this today. I think we know our dogs would do the same for us. Okay, please grab a piece of paper.
Our dogs would also watch this.
Begin.
For sure.
I discovered the first of the 4 dog health destroyers when I found a hidden harmful ingredient in my own food. Several years ago, I loved this name brand salad dressing that was known as Healthy Holistic Salad Dressing. Let's call it Maize Salad Dressing. I used to love Maize avocado dressing. One day, I'm home in my kitchen, I'm eating my salad, and I have the bottle of maize in front of me. I turn it and it says, no preservatives added. Then I turned it around, and on the label, there's 3 preservatives listed in the ingredient list. What's going on here? I turn the bottle back around and it says, maize salad dressing, no preservatives added. Am I seeing things? I turn the bottle back around and there's 3 preservatives.
Oh, perfect.
Trusted in the food industry, and I go, how are they doing this? The guy says, it's simple. Maize doesn't make salad dressing. I say, what are you talking about? He goes, Maize a bottler. It turns out the Maize company was buying salad dressing that already had preservatives in it. They were then sticking it in the bottle, and since they weren't adding any more preservatives, they could at that time legally say, no preservatives added. It was a trick. You may have heard preservative.
Okay, I'm done with Dr. Marty.
Just as bad.
Let me show you why this site looks so shady. So it's called maxrefund.com, but that is not the actual business that's doing this, okay? The actual business that is doing this doesn't advertise their name on this website. It's actually hard to find. You have to find it in their privacy policy when you go through their privacy policy page through a search engine, blah, 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 whatever, okay? Now, the way this looks shady is we're supposed to be calling a professional tax service, right? MaxRefund.com is going to help us get our employee retention credit, and they're a professional tax service for businesses. Why would you have Phil's fucking goofy-ass face here? Why? Why would you have Phil's goofy-ass fucking face here? It's weird. It's weird that his face is on the website. It's very strange, because if you just go to their homepage, you get the exact same website, but without Phil's face. So why was Phil's face just stuck in there instead of this calculator? Seems kind of strange, huh? But the place is called the Tax Network USA Incorporated. Now, Tax Network USA Incorporated has an affiliate program. That's right. They have an affiliate program. And there's 2 different levels for their affiliate program. One of them is called, let me see this one. One of them is called shared burden or shared responsibility, where you have a tax firm and you call up Tax Network USA and they will direct people to you to fill out their taxes. You have your own firm, accounting office, you just do taxes, or maybe you do all aspects of accounting. They will send you a customer and you tell them you're part of Tax Network USA. You don't say any difference, and you split a larger proportion of the fee that's charged to the clients. There's another one that's called no burden of service, which is what Phil's doing, because he's not a financial advisor. He doesn't do tax service. His is no burden of service, where they take 100% of the responsibility, file the taxes themselves or using one of their other affiliates, and you make a percentage of whatever they charge the customer. 6%, 10%, 30%, it just depends. The more in demand something is, the higher the percentages are, obviously. but they have an affiliate program that looks like this boy has signed up for. And from that, it would seem like he has joined their affiliate program and is getting a percentage of what you are being charged. Getting a percentage of what you are being charged when you go to file your taxes. And should the IRS, we inform you that advice the current one or more use federal taxes is contained, including attachments such here as intended to written unused marketing recommendation, other party transaction, tax evaluation. WF and I met last night at the site. Led Janet and Larry, both David, Colleen Falkstein. And it seems like they just specialize in drumming up interest, kind of like you ever see advertisements for like have you had transvaginal mesh? They just go out here and do social media marketing and try to flood the network saying, oh my God, even people who filed the employee income or employee retention credit, even people who actually filed it like a year ago, forgot about it. And they're like, I haven't filed this. I need to jump on that. And they sign them up. And then they're still going to charge them a percentage of it and send Phil a percentage of it, I'm sure. But they do have an affiliate program, and that's what you heard when you heard that sound that sounded like it was turning pages. It says, I'll have to lean over here to read this. Hold on just a second. It says, by referring clients who require the tax resolution service of Tax Network USA, which is what Max Refund is, you will receive a referral fee that is equal to a percentage. Oh, shit. That is equal to a percentage of the fee we bill to our clients. Functionally, there are two options available to the referrer. Joint responsibility, where we collaborate with you and your firm to seek resolution for a taxpayer, or proportionate services, where Tax Network USA undertakes the full burden of guiding the fuck does that say? Hold on, I'm going to zoom in. Takes on the full version of guiding and representing the client through the resolution process. Regardless of which option you choose, you will be utilizing expertise in dealing with the IRS and state collections, allowing you to manage your time and focus on billable hours more efficiently. Before you know it, your client's tax case will be resolved while increasing your revenue and profits. Before you know it, your client's tax case will be resolved, all while increasing Phil's revenue and Phil's profits. Okay? That's exactly what it says here, all while increasing your revenue and your profits. So clearly, that's what Phil's folks. These might be the people who are helping him pay his fucking shit ton of IRS fucking penalties and shit he owes. That might be exactly what he's doing. That's from their little pamphlet. They're at 15760 Ventura Boulevard, seat 1560 Encino, California. He probably typed in IRS back taxes don't pay, and this place popped up. And now that they're helping him file his taxes he should have already filed, he's like, you guys got an affiliate agreement? Can I get a discount if I sell out my whole community? Is there a way I can make money off this? Allegedly. Jesus Christ. All right, so far we got Dr. Marty. So far we got tax credits. Guys, I am going to a Patreon show, okay? It is 11:47. I'm going to go over there and probably stay till 1 a.m. You could go watch this Phil video if you want to. That's what I'm going to cover over there. I'll probably talk about it some more tomorrow on the free show, but I've got Patreon shows I need to make up, so I'm going to a Patreon show. For as little as $2 a month, you can join our Patreon, and you're more than welcome to come join and hang out with us. Oh, thank you very much. Did you rate us? Oh, wow. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. Thank you very much for the raid. I'm going to a Patreon show. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming to join us. I'm going to play this for a second and in just a second. But as little as $2 a month, you can join. It's for Patreon or Twitch subscribers. Patreon or Twitch subscribers. $2 a month on Patreon. You know what Twitch subscriptions are. Patreon.com/coldbeer. Thank you very much. What is it? Thank you for the raid. I couldn't think of the word. Ron Cleveland raided me with 50 viewers. Thank you very much. I'm sorry that I'm fixing to finish, but thank you very much. I'm fixing to come back to subscribers only or previews for everybody else. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. I gotta make up some Patreon shows. We'll talk about more about this tomorrow if you're not a member of Patreon. But if you are, go to coldbeer.com or I'm sorry, patreon.com/coldbeer and you can sign up for $2. $2 to get 7 free shows a week plus 3 extra shows. Get out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. And his Gold Coast scam dried up, and now he's trying to get cash off tax credits. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever they charge, let's say they're going to say, okay, well, we can get you back $20,000. And employees, if you have a bunch of employees, that's going to add up $5,000 a quarter for 1 year. That's $20,000. Then $7,000. That's for a quarter for another year. That's $48,000 per employee. And they say we're going to charge you 20% of whatever we get from. Yeah, get out of here with that. Get out. That's a ton of money. That's a ton of money. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the raid. I didn't even notice it till one of my mods said it. I do greatly appreciate that, Ron Cleveland. I think I rated you a while back. I know I used to watch you all the time, hunting and fishing, hanging out. But either way, thank you guys for joining us. If you're a Twitch subscriber, the show is going to go down for a minute, and then it'll be back, okay? I have to go put it on subscribers only. I can't just flip a switch like you can on locals. If you are a patron, you'll get an email. There's a Patreon group where the post will be in Telegram. It'll be on the Patreon groups in Discord. You'll get an email, or you can just go to the page once you sign up, and there the link will be. It'll take me about 5 minutes to get everything down and back up. While I'm doing that, Twitch subscribers or Twitch followers, go over to Ron Cleveland Ron Cleveland Outdoors or just Ron? No, it's just Ron Cleveland. Go over to his channel and subscribe. I'll actually drop the link to it. Twitch.tv/Ron Cleveland, I assume. Ron Cleveland. Let's see. Go over there. You don't have to subscribe, but you go over there and follow. That'd be great for him rating us. He does a lot of cool stuff, a lot of hunting, fishing, a lot of outdoor stuff, a lot of stuff in his van. He does a lot of cool stuff. You just had to go check it out. There's the link, twitch.tv/Ron Cleveland. Go check that out while I'm going down and coming back up, and I'll be right back with you guys. Patreon.com/Cold Beer. Patreon.com/Cold Beer, and we'll be right back for Twitch subscribers and for Patreon members. Thank you very much.
PR_you betcha just gifted 5 subs.
Holy shit, PR you betcha. That's 5 people that get to come. Thank you very much.
Piperg56 cheered X500 41 happy birthday, Papa.
Oh, thank you. It is my birthday. Thank you very much for the 500 bits for the birthday.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I appreciate that. Popper.
I'm kind of retarded.
Somebody played the Alex Jones. We also had a raid, which is awesome. Thank you very much from Ron Cleveland, and a couple more follows. I'll be back tomorrow to the new followers. I hope to see you there. I don't expect you to subscribe or join my Patreon the first time you ever met me, but I will be back tomorrow. I do shows 7 days a week for free, and then three times a week we do after shows for Patreon and Twitch subscribers only. So I'll be back tomorrow or any other day of the week. Thank you guys. Have a good night. We'll see you in a minute if you're a Patreon or Twitch subscriber. I about got excited about Phil and missed it. Nobody cut him loose. I was so excited about Phil losing his real estate license. Don't forget, if you're not coming to Patreon, don't forget to check out the game streams. I'm going to try to do another one tomorrow. I started late today because I went to my mom. I went to visit my mom. For those of you who don't know, she passed away, and I made something for her grave for Valentine's Day, and it kind of took me a while to get my head back on straight, but I did start around like 3 or something, maybe 4, and stream for a few hours today playing Baldur's Gate 3. I'd like to start around lunch. So if you see me on or get a notification from Cold Beer Creations YouTube or this Twitch channel or this Facebook channel during the day, it's probably because I'm playing games. Sometimes I'll put out a video during the day, but it's mostly game streams. All right, I'm going to say it one more time. If you're a Twitch subscriber, just stay until the video comes back. If you're a Patreon, you'll get a link you'll get a link sent to the groups. There'll be a link on the Patreon page. There'll be a link in your email. But if you're a Twitch subscriber, you just stay right where you're at. Somebody will probably tell you to refresh in maybe 5 minutes or something. When someone tells you to refresh, just hit refresh or pull down from the top of your phone. It'll refresh it, okay? It'll take about 5 to 7 minutes, something like that. I got to change all the titles. I got to wait for it to actually stop broadcasting. There's so much latency to it. And then it shows that reconnecting page for like a minute or two. I got to wait for that to end, and then I can do it, okay? I'll probably be the one telling you to refresh, to be honest with you.
There should be 5 new people that are Twitch subscribers that probably don't even know it.
From where they gifted subs tonight. Thank you for that. If you're on Twitch when I come back and you're not a Twitch subscriber, it'll let you see the first part of it, and then it'll kick you off, and that's how you'll know you're not a subscriber. But it will let you see a preview, which is cool. All right, guys, that's it. We're shutting down, and we'll be right back, okay? Patreon, look at your email, look on the page, look in the groups, whatever you use. Twitch subscribers, stay right here. I'll be right back. Go get a drink, use the bathroom, whatever. Thank you, Rumble, for the support. I appreciate it. I need a beer.